The Carousel of Death. Episode 1. Room number 322. It was 10 o'clock at night when the express train rolled into London. The platforms were crowded. Porters hurried between travellers carrying suitcases and trunks, while long lines of taxis and motor cars waited outside the station. The great industrial fair had brought businessmen, officials and visitors to London from across Europe and America. Among the arriving passengers was John Pitt, a wealthy American industrialist in his 50s. Waiting for him on the platform was his daughter, Mabel. The moment she saw him, she hurried towards him. "Father, at last, I was beginning to think you would not arrive tonight." John smiled wearily. "I had to stop in Birmingham for 2 hours. Business, and then the train to London was delayed." He looked around the crowded station. "I hope you managed to find me a room." Mabel hesitated. "That may be difficult. Nearly every hotel in London is full. I barely managed to find a small room for myself." John sighed. "Because of the fair?" "Exactly. Thousands of visitors, but there may still be one possibility. The Regent Hotel is accommodating several foreign delegations and businessmen connected with the exhibition. Perhaps they can find something for you." John nodded. "Then let us try." A porter collected John's 2 suitcases. Father and daughter climbed into a taxi and disappeared into the London night. The Regent Hotel was overflowing with guests. Even parts of the corridors had been turned into temporary sleeping areas. The porter at the reception desk listened politely as Mabel explained the situation. "I am very sorry, madam. Every room is occupied." John rested his hands on the counter. "I need nothing luxurious. I simply need somewhere to sleep tonight." The porter hesitated, then called the hotel manager. After a short discussion, the manager remembered one room. Room number 322 had been reserved 2 days earlier for an official connected with the exhibition. The man had still not arrived. John immediately agreed to leave the room if the expected guest appeared. At last, the manager nodded. "Very well. Give Mr. Pitt room number 322. The porter opened the hotel register. "Your name, sir?" "John Pitt." John handed him his passport. The porter carefully entered his name in the register, then placed a card bearing the name John Pitt among the names of the hotel guests. "Third floor, room number 322. A hotel attendant took the suitcases and led them towards the lift. Room number 322 was at the very end of a long corridor. The attendant opened the door and switched on the light. It was a large, comfortable room with 2 windows overlooking the street. There was a bed, a small sofa, a writing desk, and a heavy wardrobe. John looked around approvingly. "Perfect." "Will you require anything else, sir?" asked the attendant. "A glass of tea, please, and if possible, a bath." "I can bring the tea immediately. Unfortunately, the bathroom is occupied at the moment." John shrugged. "Then just the tea." The attendant left. John sank heavily onto the sofa. Mabel looked at him carefully. "You look very tired." "I am very tired." "Then you should go straight to bed." "That is exactly what I intend to do." Mabel smiled. "If you are not so tired, I would show you London tonight. The city looks magnificent in the exhibition lights. Tomorrow." "Tomorrow?" "Come back at 10 in the morning. By then I shall be completely at your disposal." At that moment the attendant returned carrying a tray with tea. He placed it on the table. "Anything else, sir?" "No, thank you." "Good night." The door closed behind him. Mabel remained for a few more minutes. John took a gold watch from his pocket and placed it on the bedside table. Beside it he placed a ring set with an amethyst. Then he took out a revolver. Mabel looked at the weapon. Why are you carrying a revolver? John smiled. Habit. Are you expecting trouble? Of course not. You know me, Mabel. I've carried one for years. She still did not look convinced. John waved away her concern. Go back to your hotel and get some rest. I'll be back at 10. At 10. Mabel kissed her father on the forehead. Good night, father. Good night, my dear. She left. The door of room number 322 closed behind her. At that moment, nothing seemed unusual. John Pitt was alive. His suitcases were in the room. His name was written in the hotel register. And 12 hours later, not a single trace of him would remain. To be continued.